Cinema. Welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, a local metalhead, and with me is...
Part of the Collector. What's up, everybody?
And I gave you Vanilla Sky because you made me watch Days of Thunder, so I gave you another Tom Cruise movie.
I'm going to take a quote right out of Greg's book right now, just like last week. If you listen to last week's episode, it's the same thing. This is a trap of a movie. You know what I mean? Except for the director. I didn't know who the fuck the director was, but you got Tom Cruise, Penelope Cruz, Cameron Diaz, fucking Jason Lee. Jason Lee is one of my favorite actors. He's the lead in my favorite movie of all time, Mallrats.
Cameron Crowe is the director.
Yeah, I don't know the fuck. If this guy directed a movie after that, I hope I didn't see it. But, dude, even the fucking bartender in this movie plays parts in other movies. He's a scout in Draft Day. Like, I've seen him in other shit now.
Just real quick, the director, he actually did Almost Famous, Jerry Maguire.
Damn, I like Almost
Singles.
Famous. Damn, I like Singles too.
Roadies.
Never saw that. Oh, that's a show, ain't it?
It might be, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's done some movies.
Damn, I like Singles too. It's a good movie.
So yeah, he's pretty famous.
Almost Famous is a great fucking movie.
I want to say it's either Almost Famous or Jerry Maguire. I don't remember exactly which one, but
I love Jerry Maguire too.
Tom Cruise got with the director and wanted to do this movie, so they kept the whole crew from...
It's got to be Jerry Maguire then.
Probably Jerry Maguire, yeah.
Be.
Yeah, kept that whole crew to do this movie.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
Well, it's weird because Jason Lee is in Almost Famous, and then Tom Cruise is in Jerry Maguire, but they're both in this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like this movie's just full of fucking big timers. Even the guy that plays like the surgeon / like puppet master dude.
Yeah.
He's in shit now.
Russell Crowe. I mean, God, I always do that.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
Kurt Russell,
bro.
Yeah,
fucking love Kurt Russell.
Mm-hmm.
Completely wasted him in this fucking movie.
I'm not gonna lie, that he is pretty wasted in this movie.
So wasted.
You could have got literally anybody,
dude. Looking back on this, because I remember I was in like high school or middle school when this fucking movie came out, and I don't even remember seeing him in the fucking trailer for this movie. Like, do they even put him in the credits? Like,
probably not.
He's like, no, it's fine. You don't have to.
Yeah, whenever I've seen this before and I rewatched it for the podcast, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot fucking Kurt Russell's in this.
Dude, because like even the first scene he pops up, it's just like, holy shit, there's Kurt Russell.
Right.
Kurt Russell, kids. Like, it was fucking mind blowing.
So this is actually, I just found this out. This is actually a remake of a Spanish film called Open Your Eyes.
It can't be as bad. The Spanish one can't be as bad.
So Tom Cruise watched Open Your Eyes. He was so like inspired. He got with Cameron Crowe to do this movie, and the director of Open Your Eyes gave this one praise for doing such a good job.
It's not a bad movie. Like, you know, the horror stories I heard about it was just like how shitty it was. But like after watching it, and I watched both endings because when it took me twice, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna watch that. I'll watch that.
There's not that big of a difference. I know.
Literally, all they did was fuck Kurt Russell out of his best scene, right? In my opinion. You know what I mean? When they're in the bathroom and he's just like, I'm fucking real. I have a daughter. I have a fucking wife. I'm like, where was that shit at in the theatrical cut?
Yeah,
like,
and the last line of the movie is there.
Right. It's just like that tad difference. But anyways, Tom Cruise, it's so weird. And I think what pissed me off the most about this movie is it's literally like Tom Cruise playing Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He's not an actor. He's just like the head of a fucking book company.
This is one of his best roles, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like
he's actually acting in this one. I got to give him that. Like,
right.
This is probably... That's the saddest part about it. Like, after Days of Thunder and Jerry Maguire, like, this is probably, like, my third favorite Tom Cruise movie. Nah, I'm lying. I like Top Gun and shit, but, like, it's... I don't know.
Yeah.
It, like, he didn't do a bad job, but, like, it's kind of like... The whole time I'm thinking, like, you know, yeah, he got fucked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, his face looks bad, but it's not that bad. Like,
yeah, right.
and I mean, you're the richest guy like ever, bro. Like, you think people aren't gonna fuck you or something? Like, I mean, how's your life gonna change by looking like this? You know what I mean? And then that's when it thinks back. It's like, oh, that's exactly how Tom Cruise would be. Like, I can't be seen like this. I'm Tom Cruise. I can't be seen out like
I
this.
think it's his like insecurity of himself. Like, if he's not pretty, he's nobody kind of thing.
He's kind of like that dude Vega from fucking Street Fighter.
Oh, right.
He's got the scarred face, and then he wears that cool ass looking mask with his little
Phantom
claw.
of the Opera mask.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like don't look at my face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just sort of. You know, but like even with all the injuries and shit, bro, he was still like probably a better looking dude on most days than I am now.
That's what I was gonna say.
And
You're like-
I haven't been in a fucking car accident that's deformed me in any way. So like it's kind of like the whole movie. I'm just kind of like, fuck this guy, bro.
Right, even Tom Cruise on his best day is still better looking than me on my best day.
On his worst, he's
Yeah,
better
yeah.
on my best.
You know what I
yes.
mean?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like,
So what is this movie about, Nick?
Okay, he is a boy billionaire.
Right.
His daddy started a fucking publishing company, and it became like one of the biggest publishing companies in the world. And it owns a shitload of newspapers and magazines and all that. And his dad dies,
Mhm.
and he gets the keys to the kingdom. He literally says that. He goes, "I was handed the keys to the kingdom at like 20 years old or some shit like that." And the guys that are on the board, all the dudes that started the company with his dad, they of course fucking hate him, and they're like, "How the fuck could you leave $1 billion corporation to this fucking child?"
Right.
And we want him out of here. So their whole thing is like trying to find a way to get him off the board because he owns 51% of the company, just enough to be the majority.
Mhm.
And the old British dude, he played in a bunch of stuff. He was a rock star. He was in Harry Potter. He played the Wormtail in Harry Potter. Good actor.
Yeah.
He plays his lawyer, and his dad's like oldest friend, and they're at his birthday party, which even the birthday party felt like a Tom Cruise birthday party. Like, of course, you own a fucking apartment in your mansion that you just go to hang out in to get away from your rich, famous friends.
Fun fact: did you see the Wild Spielberg?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So there's a
It's
fun
actual fucking Spielberg too.
Yeah,
Like, I was just like,
so he was-
you son of a bitch. I was
Right.
like, what?
He was a fun fact is he was actually on set talking to somebody about something, and they were just like, "You should get in there, get in the scene." So they pushed him in the scene. Like that's the only reason he's there.
That's awesome. But dude, that just speaks volumes. Like even if you don't fuck with Tom Cruise, it's still a badass story. Like,
Right.
yeah, like I just had Steven Spielberg just get in my movie.
Yeah.
Like no pay, unscripted credit, just get in there, Steven.
Right.
I wonder, did they had to have made a movie together, right? You
Oh, Minority Report.
Oh yeah, okay. That's actually a pretty good one too.
I fucking love
That's
Minority.
probably like the last movie I saw of his that I actually gave a fuck about.
I have that shit on Steelbook because I love that movie.
When I was younger and I saw War of the Worlds, I think seeing it on the big screen, I thought it was a lot better. But when I got the movie on DVD later on, I tried watching it and I was like, how the fuck did I like this movie?
Yeah, I seen it in theaters and I fucking hated it. And there's some people out there that love it, but if it's your cup of tea, more power to you. But I can't stand that movie.
You can almost see Tom Cruise's acting. Like, I'm not trying to shit on anything. If you are a Scientologist or believe in that, you know, I'm not going to be that guy. But you can almost see, like, where he started believing in that and just, like, stop giving a shit about his movies. Like, or I will say this, except for the Mission Impossibles, he still comes out for
That's
those.
his bread and butter, though.
That's what I'm saying. And I haven't seen the last 4 of them. I own them all.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched them.
The last one I saw, I can't remember exactly which one it is, but I really enjoyed it. The
3.
one with
That was with Philip Seymour Hoffman. 3 is the best one
Yeah.
out of my opinion, other than the original.
mhm,
But yeah, he was a fucking great villain in that movie.
100%, yeah.
Like I said, I haven't watched one since then because they got Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, fucking whatever.
They're all good for what they are.
Right.
It's like the same movie being made in different ways.
Well, it's kind of like Fast and the Furious, but Tom Cruise is using his body instead of like cars. Yeah, like seriously, like the last one I watched the trailer for, he's flying a fucking helicopter, like chasing a semi truck, and he's going like backwards in the I don't know, like it was like this looks fucking impossible.
Yeah.
But you know he did the stunt on it, so it's
Yeah.
like, all right, well, fuck it, you know, got to give him the
All right.
And then I remember one of them, it's like he's holding on to the side of a fucking plane, barehanded, like get the fuck out of here, dude. Like,
I actually did that.
yeah, I've been hanging on to planes for about 20 years. And, dude, I fucking watched Tom Segura, and all I see is you now, bro. Like,
Oh, yeah?
I don't know why, dude.
I take that as a compliment, but
Between you and I can maybe it is the Burt Kreischer like thing between that, but like I feel like those are our like famous doppelgangers.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what if our lives would have went right, that's where we're
If we
at.
had talent, that's what we'd be.
I feel like we have talent, but some of that shit I feel is luck, bro.
You think
know
so?
what I mean? Yeah, I mean, especially with Burt Kreischer. Like that dude had a show on National Geographic or Discovery or whatever for 10 years. Did
Mhm.
you fucking know about it? Because
No.
I didn't, and I love Burt Kreischer, but when you're best friends with fucking Tom Segura and
I think they just found their niche, and they're friends with the right people.
Bill Burr. Bill
Yeah.
Burr is the one that told Burt Kreischer to fucking, him and Joe Rogan told Burt Kreischer to fucking do
Do the-
stand up.
Well, they told him to do
'Cause
the machine on stage.
Right, because he told the fucking story, and they were like, dude, that is the funniest shit I've ever heard. Like, why don't you do that as a stand up bit?
Yeah.
And then he said that's what made him do it. But like, because Bill Burr was like, you should be a fucking podcaster. He's like, how much are your bills a month? He
Mhm.
goes, well, there you go. That's all you need to fucking make. And he helped him out and like gave him like guest spots and shit like
Yeah.
that, let him open for him and stuff. But
Right.
like, so why Burt Kreischer is a very talented guy. Like, I mean, having that network of people to help him, like, that's definitely put him up there.
Yeah, because I found out about Tom Segura because I watched his special, Completely Normal, and he was the funniest comedian I've ever heard
Yeah.
at that point.
And him and Rogan and fucking Artie Shafir and all them are like best buds that have been hanging out
That's
for
what I'm saying.
20 years.
They
like-
rub elbows with the right
Right.
people. So
And now even Tom Segura's old lady's even a comedian, and their podcast is like, when you pull up Spotify, which by the way, I followed us on Spotify because I didn't before. I don't know why I didn't, but I don't like about Spotify. They don't show you numbers. I don't know how many followers we have, what any of the episodes did numbers.
you don't ever
Like,
see that on podcasts. I mean, I see our numbers, but like people that would follow us and get downloads and stuff, yeah, I don't see all that.
That's crazy.
I just see when people listen to us. So,
That's cool.
but Vanilla Sky.
Right. Vanilla Sky. So yeah, he's a billionaire, and Jason Lee's his best friend, and his thing is like always taking chicks from Jason Lee. It's like how I gathered, because like I guess he wanted Cameron Diaz, and of course Tom Cruise is like fucking her on the side, like
Yeah, it's his dream girl, and it's like Tom Cruise's fuck buddy.
right. Yeah, like that's what he says. He
Yeah.
even says it like because. Of course, Jason Lee is playing like the friend that's happy for him, but not fucking happy for him. Like,
Right.
he's always drunk and, shit like that, making an ass out of himself.
Yeah, but if you have a friend that's like always taking the hot girls and
If my friend's a billionaire, you can fuck whoever he wants, man. Just let me be there with you. Like, you know what I mean?
just let me be there for the ride.
I'll take the sloppy seconds. Like, I'm not picky, bro.
Jason Lee needs to like lower his standards.
That is the height of his career, bro. He hasn't touched Tom Cruise's coattails, bro. Like, I don't know. I enjoy Jason Lee's acting in movies, but I'm sure there's people out there that think Tom Cruise is way better.
Right.
And I mean, numbers don't lie, dude. I think Tom Cruise makes blockbuster movies. That's just part of it. Jason Lee's kind of like an indie guy. If you put
Yeah.
him in a big budget, he's only in it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
But Tom Cruise has never made me laugh like My Name is Earl, so
no, fuck no.
My Name is Earl is like the best thing he's ever done.
I like Stealing Harvard, which is probably the shittiest Jason Lee movie.
Yeah. It
I
is
like
pretty funny,
that more than any Tom Cruise movie. And I don't like Tom Green at all, but I love him in that fucking movie.
Yeah, that's a very much how much Tom Green you need. It's just a little
It's
sprinkle.
the perfect amount, bro.
Yeah.
They just sprinkle it on there.
Right.
Like a little fettuccine, dude.
Yeah.
They just sprinkle her in there. Perfect amount. And like, I don't know. I mean, obviously he didn't write his jokes because his jokes aren't funny, but like whoever wrote for him, they get Tom Green's humor better than Tom Green knows his humor. Like, and like I figured because I was following him on Instagram because I was like, holy shit, Tom Green's alive. Like, let's see what he's got going on. Because like I heard he does stand up and shit.
No,
now.
he lives in a van going across America.
And I watched he put like a 5-minute clip of his newest stand up, and I was just like, oh, dude, you haven't got any funnier, like at all. Like you're not doing the dumb shit anymore.
He's not for people like you. He's for people like me.
I don't think so, man, because I think your humor is very witty sometimes. Like,
Yeah, but I also
you
love.
can laugh at dumb shit too, but I'm just saying, like, I never figured like you had to be spoon fed your comedy. And that's
No,
what I feel
but-
like Tom Green is.
There is like a threshold of like, highbrow, like witty, dry humor that I really enjoy. But then once you go lower, you get the medium range comedy that everyone's laughing at. And then if you go a little bit lower and then you get the shit post humor, that's the shit I like. The really dumb, like Eric Andre. That
Yeah.
dumb shit is stuff that I find funny too. So
I mean, I don't think Eric Andre is terrible or anything. Like, I think he's good at what he does, but I don't know. Shit like that, like with like Mr. Bean and stuff, like movies like where the guy is supposed to always fuck everything up, like that shit bothers me. Like, dude, just drink the water. Like and he's just fumbling the cup and he's spilling it, and it just like bothers the shit out of me. Like I think I got some kind of disorder or whatever. But like, anyways, so what I do love, and it's probably one of my favorite things about this movie, is he calls the board the Seven Dwarves.
Right.
And I don't know why the fuck he calls them that. He's not Snow White. Doesn't really have a backstory for it other than the fact that there's 7 of them and they fucking hate him. But I hope we get that successful in life, that we have a board of old dudes that fucking hate us. And they're like, you assholes make money, but like, this is just not the way. And I'm just like, fuck you, old man. You seen the numbers? We're killing shit this week. Matter of fact, why the fuck is this guy in here? I don't like his face. Shit like that. Like, I hope we get that successful in life, that we get some 7 dwarves.
All right, that you get someone that's trying to help your career and you can just tell them to fuck off.
Yeah, like, bro, I don't care if it's better. I want to do it this way. Yeah, like that's the level of success I want for us. But
I'll be that success for you, Nick. You shouldn't say that.
But that and so he meets Jason Lee, brings Penelope Cruz to his birthday.
Fun fact, Penelope Cruz was in both these movies playing the same role.
Playing the same role.
Open Your Eyes, she was in it.
Oh.
And this movie, she was the same chick. And she was in both of them.
So this is kind of like a sequel for her. Right?
They call it a remix. The director keeps referring to it as a remix.
It's not a whole reboot.
Yeah.
It's like a retelling.
It's like the idea. I haven't seen it. I want to watch it actually, so to check it out. But anyway, that's just a fun fact.
That is cool. So he brings Penelope Cruz, and he's like, this chick's the one, man.
Yeah, I just met her tonight, but I'm so in love with her.
I fucking love her, dude. So, of course, Tom Cruise just swipes in there, dude. Falls head over heels for her.
Like you do.
Takes her to the little apartment, the little nook, and they talk all night and shit, and he doesn't even try to bang her. And, he turns down Cameron Diaz, who's ass naked in his room, by the way. Like, no mortal does that, except maybe Tom Cruise.
Right. Only Tom Cruise can turn down half-naked Cameron Diaz.
Right. True story. It didn't even feel believable in the movie. Like, he would have hit that shit and then went back to Penelope Cruz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And it also let me know that Tom Cruise couldn't be Batman. He doesn't play the tortured billionaire very well enough. You know what I mean?
He's not tortured enough.
I just think like when people grade on how great your Batman is, yeah, dude, but everybody can look cool in a fucking suit with CGI, bro. Like, I judge Batman on how well you play Bruce Wayne. If your Bruce Wayne is interesting enough to keep me going till you get back in the suit, that's a good Batman.
Yeah, but you need that voice. You need that Christian Bale, like, raspy Batman.
I see, like, Pete Holmes ruined that shit for me, bro. Ruined it for me. Like, I have a hard time not laughing when he talks in the movies now, but the villains were wrote so well in those movies that it makes up for anything that, you know what I mean? But he's still one of my favorite Batmans.
I was thinking of a new tagline for the podcast, and this is kind of like harping to it, is we review movies, kind of. Because I don't think we barely talked about this movie, because you keep getting off topic today for some reason.
We talk about the movie.
Yeah.
But we go off on our little patches. I bring it back.
You're bad today. Like, I don't know what it is.
No, dude, I would tell you the episode I was bad at was fucking Days of Thunder. I felt like I was real bad about that one. Like, I couldn't stay on that shit for nothing. We kept talking, breaking off into this, or like we talk about a sponsor in the movie, and then I'm like, man, you know what's fucking great?
Yeah,
we just kept going and going. But I will try to stay more focused on the topic at hand. He falls in love with her, all that good shit. Well, he goes to leave the apartment. Or something happens and they go to her place, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
And they stay there all night. And he's like, I love your life. Like, I just think your life is fantastic. And
right.
It's beautiful and all this and that. And
it's like a love at first sight kind of thing. Like, they really like get each other's vibe and, really appreciate each other. So
right. So he goes to leave because he doesn't want to fuck it up. And Cameron Diaz has stalked him to this chick's house.
Right.
And he's about to go home, and she's like, you can't turn this shit down. And then he gives
let me give you a ride.
And he's like, gives her that Tom Cruise look, like, all right, bitch, I know where this is going. And then she gets in the car, he gets in the car, and then probably some of her best acting too.
Oh, 100%. Fun fact, the song that's playing in the car while this is all taking place is actually performed by Cameron Diaz, and it's an original song for this movie.
She's this isn't the only movie she sang shit in, because like in The Mask, she sings in that. That's her.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I did that. Those are like
God.
7 things you don't know about The Mask. I saw
You know,
that.
you always talk about True Lies, how that puts you in manhood. Like, fucking The Mask.
Oh,
Cameron
dude.
Diaz in The Mask has made me a man.
It makes me wonder because her lips are so delicious looking in that movie. Like, just so, like, you know, puckered up, dude. And then, like, the older she gets, they kind of disappear. Now I feel like she doesn't have lips.
Yeah, I guess she did get a little older and maybe lost some of the...
But I've always had a thing for Cameron Diaz.
Oh, me too, yeah.
Not just because she's hot, but I think she is funny.
Yeah, she's one of the few...
She can go between, like, I think she does humor well, and I think she does serious roles well, too.
Yes, I completely agree. Like, Bad Teacher was fucking hilarious.
I love that movie, like, and I didn't think it was going to be that good at all.
Same. I thought it was awful until someone's like, it's actually funny.
The Sweetest Thing, have you ever seen that with her and Christina
Yeah.
Applegate? I like that movie. It's stupid as shit, but I think it's hilarious.
What's the one with Ben Stiller?
Oh,
Something About Mary?
yes.
That's a funny one,
Fucking
too.
great movie.
Yeah.
She's great in Any Given Sunday. She
Mhm.
plays the owner. You know, her dad dies and leaves her the team.
Yeah, she is a great actress. And this is one of those moments where she really shines through.
Right. And
So she's losing her shit. She's like,
I thought,
do you know what love is?
yeah. Do you, David? I don't think you do. And then she starts breaking it down, and he's like, do you love me? And he's like, yeah, I fucking love you. Just like chill the fuck out. And then she takes that bitch right off the bridge.
Yeah.
And, you know, you think he's, you know, but she dies. And then he whatchamacallit? He gets the fucking face.
He gets the face.
He gets his,
He gets the Elephant Man procedure.
he gets his fugly face, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that's kind of like, even in 2002, let's just say 3, whatever this 2001, the year this movie's made, right? He's got unlimited money to fix his face. And they say, this is the best we can do. You're Tony Stark, buddy. You're fucking Bruce Wayne, buddy. This is the best we can do for you, bro. And then the mask they give him,
Right.
they're like, this is state of the art. I'm just like, it looks like the fucking Michael Myers
That's
mask,
what I was
but they
gonna
were
say.
going for like a clearer look. You know what I mean? Like an updated version.
Yeah.
Like if they made
It's not like it forms to his face at all. It just sits in front of his face, and they're like, it looks natural.
it's creepy as shit.
It's if anybody walked up to me with that mask, I would punch him in the face.
Dude, I'm
because-
surprised they don't sell that shit during Halloween.
Oh, 100%. Hey, maybe they do, and we're overlooking it. We need to bring the Vanilla mask back.
Dude, if anybody knows where to get a Vanilla Sky mask and a wig that looks like Tom Cruise's hair, I will go get that bitch today. Because that shit would give you nightmares. Like if I just knocked on your door and you opened it and I just standing out there with that fucking thing on, bro, you'd probably punch me.
I would.
Like that, yeah. So it brought me back in with the creepiness off the mask because he shows up to this nightclub with this fucking thing on, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna murder everybody or something. Like,
Yeah,
this
something's gonna
This
happen.
just turned into a horror movie. You know what I
The
mean?
creepiest part is when he wears it on the back of his head.
Dude.
Like, it freaks me out, and I don't know why.
And then he's got the limp. The limp is what sells it, though, because it looks like it's making like a thing, like it's fucking
like when he's walking away, and it's on the back of
and
his
they
head.
focus a lot on it, which I
Yeah.
thought was good filmmaking. Like I was like, all right, director, I see you, I see
Yeah.
you, I see what you're doing. So he goes to the bar, and of course Penelope Cruz, being the beautiful soul that she is in this movie, she's just like, oh, I can't even tell, like you look great, and all that. And then Jason Lee's like, hey man, like I'm not gonna fucking stand in your way, like you're gonna take this one from me too, and all that shit. Well, this is where it gets back to the like, do you feel bad for the billionaire? Because of course he starts feeling like shit because he thinks people are looking at him wrong.
Right. It's this face was his whole thing. Like, besides his money, all he had was his face.
Like he literally only cared about how he looked
Right.
and like that. But
So he gets shit faced, and they're leaving the bar, and Penelope Cruz
he
like,
pisses her off,
Right.
and then he pisses Jason Lee off, and then he thinks Jason Lee is going to fuck her, so he chases after her in the direction she went,
Mhm.
and then he falls down or whatever, and then he just gives up on life.
This is a very important part of the movie.
It is.
So-
Because this is where it goes from being a movie that you're like, okay, to like, fuck you. You know? And, I don't know. To plot wise, for me, anyways, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Like I said, it just like, I guess it could have worked, but I don't know. I just felt like it didn't work for me.
Okay. So we're gonna spoil the ending because from here on out, it's hard to
kinda
talk about the rest of the movie.
without doing it. Yeah. So he paid for Total Recall.
Yeah,
He paid Total Recall.
right.
And he's supposed to live out the rest of his life in this fucking vacation with Penelope Cruz, and
It's his what do you call it? His
subconscious.
life.
Yeah, like that's exactly what it's called. It's the fucking Total Recall. You're a fucking secret agent on your own badass island or whatever you want to be. And
your own oasis. That's what I was trying to say.
And he wanted her.
Right.
That was his life. That was like his perfect life after just meeting her for one day or whatever. So, that's another thing that pissed me off, bro. Why does the billionaire need a vacation from his life, bro? You know what I mean? Like that makes no fucking sense to
Well,
me.
he can't get his life back on track, so he goes to this company to. I thought of it as a spotless mind more so,
Right.
because what the spotless mind do is they like erase memories that you don't want to have, but this one is doing the opposite, is making new memories from your subconscious.
It kind of reminded me of Repo Man a little bit.
Why?
Because when in Repo Man, when you couldn't pay to get your organ, they'd pull it out, and instead of killing you, they would try to use whatever parts you had left that were good. So they'd plug your fucking brain in to where you think that you're living this great life, but really you're just fucking drooling on
Is
yourself.
this a new one that just came out not too long ago?
It's the one with Jude Law and
Yeah, so it came out not too long ago. I've never seen that. I only saw the
opera bullshit.
I love that movie.
Yeah, you would.
You fuck off. I love
You would.
fucking Repo Man, the genetic opera.
Yeah, when your fucking wife was like, "Would you watch that?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. Absolutely not."
Have you seen it?
A bit enough of it.
I love how you're just trying to get out of it. Like, yes, I've seen it, Greg. Don't need to cover that one on the podcast.
I mean, if I've really fucked you over, I would take that one on the chin. But
Right.
like, I ain't giving you a movie that bad in a minute. So we'll put that off for. You can put that in your. You can put that in the death box. Yeah.
I love that movie. It's not death box worthy. So the reason I said this was an important part of the movie is when he passes out, this is where the company picks up and he enters his subconscious. And whenever Penelope Cruz was in his house, he showed her a painting, the Vanilla Sky painting.
Uh-huh.
That sky is what's in the sky whenever he wakes up.
Right.
That's where the title of the movie comes from.
Yeah.
So this is his dream state. This is when the movie gets interesting.
It does pick up a little bit because he's with her and it shows like them having this great little life and this
Right.
great little time, and he falls in love with her. And then all of a sudden she turns into Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
And he blacks out or whatever, or he wakes up in jail and he's like, "What the fuck?" You know, they're like, you beat that girl almost
Yeah,
to
you killed
death."
her, yeah.
Like, and no, she's still alive, I thought.
Well, remember,
Right.
he's on trial for murder.
Right. Yeah, that's right, in his mind. Yeah. That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, and that's where Kurt Russell comes in because they sprinkle him in throughout the movie.
Yeah, we're kind of telling it a little out of order, but yeah, this is when he's talking to Kurt Russell, and Kurt Russell's trying to get the truth. He doesn't think he did anything wrong. Tom Cruise doesn't think he did anything wrong. So,
But that's also what you find out later. It's because Tom Cruise made him up in his mind as like a way to like fight for him or whatever, you know, like for somebody like in his corner.
mhm.
It was like his mind's way of like giving him an ally
Kurt Russell was supposed to be his like father figure.
or subconscious or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so anyways, he where were we at?
He
Oh, yeah,
wakes up
yeah.
and Penelope Cruz and Cameron Diaz.
He starts having sex with Penelope, and then she turns into Cameron halfway through it, and she's like, "Yeah, that's it, harder or whatever." Well, he ends up strangling her to death.
Right.
Oh no, he puts the pillow. It's a really crazy, strong like scene, you know, like
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah,
like,
anytime
she's not fighting, like trying to fuck him, hit him, or nothing. She's just touching his face. Which
Oh,
is
that's the
just-
part that got me is whenever she
it
was like
so
about to
fucked
die.
up, like,
Yeah, when she was about to die, she knew she just wanted like one last touch of his face before she died. Like that shit hit me deep.
I was just like, bro, like that's some real fucking love right there, you know? Like,
Yeah.
she didn't even fight. Like, you're killing me, and I'm not gonna stop you. Like,
Right. If this is what you want.
right, like nobody will ever love me that much, right? Like, you know
Right.
what I'm saying?
So he moves the pillow but he finds something.
It's Penelope Cruz,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, I did it. He's like, I fucking killed her or whatever. And then that's when
That's when he sees the commercial on the TV for the place, and then him and Kurt Russell.
because he keeps saying the same shit like over and over
Right.
again. So Kurt Russell. Oh yeah, Michael Shannon, bro. Michael Shannon plays a fucking prison guard in this one.
Yeah.
That's like I said, bro. It's just stars on stars.
He
on
doesn't
stars.
really talk, but like his presence is
He's got a couple lines, yeah, like you
enough,
said,
yeah.
but he's not like a big timer in the movie
definitely
world.
not. It's one of those funny things that you don't know about them because they're not big yet.
Right.
And then they get big, and then you go back and watch some of their older movies. You're like, fucking Michael Shannon.
I love shit like that. Like when
Yeah.
I watch a movie I haven't seen in forever, I'm like, holy fuck, there's what's his face. Or
Right.
like even with newer people, you'll see it. Like, I don't know, but anyways,
My favorite cameo was in Donnie Darko. Fucking, what's his name? Curly haired Jew, funny guy.
oh,
Zach and Mary make a porno.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen, yeah.
Yeah, he was in Donnie Darko.
Was it?
He plays
yeah,
one of the
so-
bully
yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite cameos.
I love him in Fanboys. He plays like two parts in that. He plays a Star Trek geek, and he also plays like a pimp with Star Wars tattoos. It's hilarious.
That's an unknown comedy. Like if you have not seen Fanboys, it's fucking hilarious. It's underrated.
To take one of my boy Greg's quotes here, it's highly recommended.
Yeah.
It's a high recommendation from the par.
That's one of those movies that nobody fucking talks about, but it's fucking hilarious.
I ended up seeing that movie like on Cinemax one day,
Yeah.
and I was just saw like a couple of the people, and I was like, "Oh, this looks interesting."
Right.
And then they were talking about Star Wars, so you knew I was in at that point. But yeah, so yeah, I love that movie though.
Yeah,
I think It's
same.
hilarious,
It is hilarious.
and it's got a bunch of cameos in it too.
Mhm.
It's a big timer.
I don't know how it didn't do better.
You know what's crazy though is they get to use like all the actual characters' names, and they break in and they actually go to like a Skywalker Ranch and shit. Like, how did like George Lucas not sue the fuck out of these people?
Right.
Like he had to have given it its blessing, like because they're literally Star Wars porn like everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Even his fucking van has like cool shit painted on the side of it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
It's probably like good friends with George Lucas. He's like, yeah, it gets him drunk one day. He's like, I want to make this funny comedy, but I'm going to use Star Wars. George is like, fucking hilarious. Do it.
I just made 3 shitty prequels. I really don't care.
Don't
Like,
care.
you do whatever you want.
Don't make any toys.
And that's kind
I
of
get all the rights to your toys.
and that's kind of one of the best parts of the movies because right before he sits down to watch, he's like, "Wait, what if it sucks?" And then it cuts out, dude. It's fucking great. Like I said, if you haven't seen it, go see it. But
Definitely.
back to Vanilla Sky.
Yeah.
So Tom Cruise sees the commercial on Michael Shannon's TV and he's yelling for Kurt Russell. And this was another thing. Like, first of all, this guy's on trial for fucking murder.
Yeah.
Definite flight risk. He's got the money to disappear. And they just let him out of jail like he's going on a field trip.
Right.
He's not even cuffed. None of that shit. Like, Kurt Russell, they didn't even take him out of his fucking prison clothes.
At least he saw as a mask.
Right. And he comes out of the office or whatever, or he goes into the office and he's like, "What this is fucking bullshit and this and that." And she's like, You wanted it, but you didn't end up doing it or whatever, or something like that. And he runs out to the lobby and now there's nobody.
Mhm.
In the same lobby they come in and there's like hundreds of people in there.
Right.
And an elevator opens on the other side of the lobby, and the dude that you see a couple times throughout the movie,
Yeah, he kind of tries to introduce himself, but Tom Cruise like shows him. Yeah.
and he's like, "I'm the designer. I made your dream state."
Right.
And he's like, "What?" He's like, "This is all in your mind." He goes, "This is what I told you." He goes, "You control all of this." He goes, "That's what I designed this for." But I guess from Tom Cruise feeling so guilty about Cameron Diaz dying that he put her face in Penelope Cruz's memories or whatever, and that's why he kept seeing her. Well, they fucked up the software or whatever. He's like, "You're not on trial." He's like, "You didn't kill anybody. Like, you know, like she died in an accident. Like, it wasn't your fault or whatever." And you know, he just can't figure it out. And he's like, "You have 2 options." He's like, "You could jump off this building and wake up, or you could stay here and rewrite or I can fix it and you'll go back to thinking nothing ever happened," you know?
Right. Yeah, you
And,
can stay in your dream state or you can wake up from it.
And Kurt Russell's like, you know, he's like, "He's a figment of your imagination. He's going to tell you he's real because you made him." And it's like I said, you do all that. Well, he jumps off the building.
Right.
Then the movie ends.
No, it does not.
Oh, no, he does. He comes back, doesn't he?
His eyes open, and I don't remember which ending it is, but it says
It's the theater. Yeah.
theatrical cut where she's like, "Wake up, it's time to wake up," or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the movie ends because it's a very, very crucial point. The reason I let you get through the movie so quickly is because I just want to like disembowel this movie, and I want to know what you think. So, I don't remember all of them, so I'm probably gonna forget a couple.
The twist fucking saved any value of watching it for me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Which is
Like,
surprising because I expected you to be like,
well,
"What
you
the
know,
fuck?"
I love Total Recall. Like, so, like, the fact that he Total Recalled himself, I didn't mind that. I was like, you know what? If it saves this fucking thing, fuck it, go ahead.
All
Total
right, fine.
Recall yourself.
Then I'm gonna let you like kind of like explain your thoughts on the movie. So he was in a dream state. You know, he was the architect. He decided to wake up from it, so he's waking up in the real world.
Right.
What is he waking up from?
They put him under, though.
Under what?
Like in the coma or whatever.
From?
He signed up for it.
Yeah, but where is he at when he signed up for it? In the real state. There's different interpretations of the movie. That's why I'm asking you, because I'm curious what your interpretation
I
is.
assumed that it was him in the building, like whatever like place they put him under the sleep or whatever. I assumed that he woke up like back there.
Okay, so he got into the car accident. That happened in real life. We know that for a fact.
Right.
Because his face gets mutilated. Cameron Diaz dies. But between that crash and when he wakes up, like there's a part where he went to this place to be put under.
Right.
So, like, okay. I'll give you some of my interpretations. When he got into the car accident,
That's what it was. It was because when he came out of it, he was trying to still fight for his company and all that, but then they tried to paint him as he was going crazy and because he was getting drunk and all that shit and he made an ass out of himself. So I think that's why he went, because he was like, I can't handle this shit anymore, like make it better. And then that's what they
so they put him under because he
that's
didn't
why
want to
they
deal
put
with
him-
life anymore.
Exactly. And like that's probably what pissed me off the most was like, I get it that like they say money can't buy your happiness, but like if you've never had that, like how the fuck would you know?
Right.
Give me $1 billion. Might be the
Let me-
happiest motherfucker in the history of Earth. We
Let
don't
me
know.
find out.
We don't know. You know?
What if he
But what I did think was cool and powerful was the fact that in his dream mind, like his perfect life had nothing to do with money.
Yeah.
Like him and her just, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's all he wanted
well,
was love.
it's the kind of thing like when you
Genuine
have
love.
the money, you don't think about having the money. We only think about rich people because we're not rich. But if we had that kind of money, we wouldn't think about being rich. That's just kind of like part of our life. What if he went to go have plastic surgery on his face and they were putting him under and this was his like dream state during the procedure
That's true. I didn't think
and he
about
was
that.
waking up from the procedure?
That's dope. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
That's true.
What if during the car accident he actually was put in a coma and he's waking up from that coma right now? Like he doesn't know what his life is after that car accident.
Oh yeah, he Tony Soprano'd it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all possible.
Yeah, that's why I love these like different interpretations. And the director won't give a direct. He's like, whatever you think is. He's like, I want you to run with that.
Whatever's keeping you thinking about this movie,
Yeah.
just keep thinking that.
My absolute favorite interpretation of this movie. So Jason Lee, what does he do for a living? They talk about it in the movie.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, I gave you money to.
Fuck.
Write a book.
Right. He's a financier or whatever, right? Like a.
So Jason Lee is a writer. He's an author.
Oh, right.
And he gave him money
right,
to
right.
write a book. But
And
this is the
yeah.
only time this is mentioned in the whole movie. And the thing I love about stories is like, you don't bring something up unless it means something in the movie. That's why I love this interpretation so much. So the interpretation is Jason Lee's a writer, but Jason Lee's also like the backseat friend of Tom Cruise. And Tom Cruise is the one that's always like taking his chicks, like Penelope Cruz. He took like the girl that he thought he was in love with. So Jason Lee's book is actually about Tom Cruise's life and him getting in this car accident and having to struggle with being so ugly. The deformity.
So you think?
So it's actually a book that Jason Lee wrote about Tom Cruise's life.
So it's all taking place in Jason Lee's mind.
Book, yeah. I like that interpretation a lot.
That is cool.
It's a bit of a stretch. It doesn't really work when you break it down, but I just love the idea of it.
I just remember thinking when I saw Jason Lee in this movie, like two things. One, boom, his hair, fantastic. Two, beard, always on point, bro.
Right. He's like prime Jason Lee in this movie.
Telling you, bro.
And that's the part that I didn't believe is he's like the backseat friend that's always getting like sloppy seconds. And I'm like, Jason Lee's not a bad looking dude.
Yeah, but
and he's
not
funny.
Tom Cruise though. And in the movie, he's not playing a rich guy. Like, well, I guess he's not broke, but like,
I don't know.
because it doesn't really say if he's like poor or anything. Like, he's still in these nice ass parties, but I'm assuming it's because
of Tom Cruise,
Right,
And that's
but-
why I said Tom Cruise even said like he's financing his book.
right. But I mean, he owns a publishing company, so for a billionaire that owns a publishing company, like, I would give every one of my friends a book deal. Just fucking write a book on anything, bro. I don't give a shit.
Right.
Like, whatever. If you sell a copy, cool.
There's a couple more interpretations of this movie that I don't remember, but those are the big ones.
What it confused me more than anything was like the difference between the theatrical and the director's cut was like, why was that Kurt Russell scene? Like, why was that the only difference? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it really did the same thing, but the puppeteer guy, like, he didn't have visual spiel. Like, instead of him doing it, it was Kurt Russell kind of like breaking it down for him.
Yeah, that's why when I looked, I think it's a little misleading saying like alternate ending instead of saying like something different. Alternate ending really means like
nothing that happened in the one I saw happened in this one.
like Butterfly Effect.
Exactly.
Like, that's an
that
alternate.
is a perfect alternate ending to use, bro.
And
Choked himself in the umbilical cord in the womb. Dog.
how did you not use that as the theatrical release? You fucking you ruined that movie. But once
Because-
I saw the director's cut of that movie, I'm like, this is the only version that matters.
It was a lot more depressing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's already a depressing fucking movie, dude.
Right, but the theatrical cut, he goes back and says, "Stay away from me," as like a fucking 6-year-old. Like, that was so
So if you told
underwhelming.
If you told one of your friends at 6 years old that if they ever talked to you again, you'd murder them and their entire family.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna scar a kid, especially a little girl. It's
I
gonna
guess,
scar
but
her.
it was such just the umbilical cord scene with spoilers.
And then like he sees her on the street years later. He had a good beard in that one too.
Yeah, I
Country.
did.
Probably like one of the only ones.
I like that movie a lot.
Ethan Suplee's great in that movie.
He is.
That's Fat Suplee too.
Yeah.
I mean, Suplee now would definitely kick my ass just
Right.
as much as, if not more, than Big Suplee. But my favorite part with him in that is when he breaks that fucking pool stick. Thumper.
I love him in that movie.
Smells like sex in here. Yeah, Thumper gets busy.
He's just a sexaholic, which is how I pictured, like, even at his biggest, he's just crushing pussy.
He's just this fat fuck. He's just laying on the bed and
Yeah.
she's just riding the shit out of him.
That's the only way you can do it.
Crazy goth bitch in that one too.
Fun facts. The scene with Tom Cruise alone in the Times Square is not computer enhanced. The producer was given unprecedented permission to shut down Times Square for one Sunday at the time. The news ticker was providing updates on George W. Bush, Al Gore election to avoid dating the film. Crowd got permission to change the NASDAQ sign to post-production.
That's crazy.
So he was actually running in Times Square, which is fucking nuts that they actually did that.
Dude.
But another fun fact, the movie playing in Times Square when he's running is actually a Twilight Zone episode.
How much fucking pull did this director have? Who just shuts down Times Square?
Right.
Like, I don't know anybody. I don't even know if Scorsese could do that. Like,
Yeah. Like, he had his hands in somebody's pockets.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Kurt Russell wanted to do the script without reading it. Wanted to do the movie without reading the script. Because Tom Cruise asked, because he wanted to work with Tom Cruise. So Tom Cruise, like, hey, I'm doing this movie. He's like, yep, I'll do it.
Yeah, I don't think they've been in anything other than this together.
I don't think so either.
I mean,
Budget.
60 million.
68. That was pretty good.
Mm.
But it actually grossed like $203 million. So it actually made its money back and then some. So, but it was not, like you said, it was not a commercial success. Like, people did not like this movie when it came out. Like, my friends liked it. They're like, have you seen Vanilla Sky? You gotta watch Vanilla Sky.
That's what I said. That's why I felt like when you said that about Days of Thunder, that's what it came to my mind first. Was like, this movie should on paper be great. You know what I mean? The cast and everything. But I don't know. Maybe they were. I don't know. I think a lot of it for me was just because I don't enjoy Tom Cruise. So like I felt like I was critiquing his acting more than I was. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. And then, like I said, it's just like, what are we feeling bad for? A billionaire,
You're really hanging on that billionaire shit.
I don't know, man. Like, it's just really vain.
Well, let's go back to the struggle between Penelope Cruz and Cameron Diaz, because I had a lot of thoughts there. Like, Cameron Diaz was his fuck buddy, but he falls in love with this girl, but in his subconscious, she keeps turning into Cameron Diaz. What is that about?
I figured it was his guilt, because like Cameron Diaz, I kind of felt like was the
stalker.
It was the representation of all the women he had tossed aside like fucking like another possession.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because the first two scenes he's in two different cars.
Yeah.
And the one in his mind where he's dreaming, he pulls out in that badass old school Ferrari, which you never see it again in the movie. I always wondered if that had to do with something like, well, they used it for this one scene and then nothing else. Like, we couldn't afford to drive this car again. And then the next day he comes out in the fucking Shelby. So I'm like, damn, that's an expensive ass car too. But that's how I kind of looked at it. Like, he didn't value people in his life. Like, he didn't value his friendship with Jason Lee. Right. He used him. And then he thought because he gave him a book deal, like, look, dude, I do stuff for you. Like, I'm a good guy. I help you out. But if whenever I decide to take a shit on you or take a bitch from you, like, that's just how it's going to go.
All right. Just remember I did shit for you. So exactly. This is okay.
I'm Batman. You're Robin. Don't forget that shit.
Right.
And Cameron Diaz, I mean, she was a little promiscuous, but I felt like, like she obviously loved the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just kind of felt like I didn't like his character to begin with.
Yeah.
And the only thought I thought was cool about it was the fact that he was kind of like, fuck you to the people because they didn't want him to run the company. I like that aspect of it, that he was the boy king, and I like shit like that where they're rooting for him to fail and he's just being successful. Like Frank Sinatra said, like the best revenge is success.
Right.
And I like that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think I like movies about gangsters and drug lords and shit like that, because you take people that are down here and they ain't supposed to be anything. And whether it's cutthroat business, whatever they got to do, they get to that spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see that arc, like what they were willing to go through to get there.
Right.
That's why I like City of God so much, man, because like those kids did anything and everything just to survive, and then what's his name took over the whole fucking hood. I mean, he lost his soul to do it.
Right.
But I don't know. I like shit like that.
Right.
So that's probably one of the aspects of the movie I liked.
I do think you're onto something though. I do like the idea of like him not appreciating Cameron Diaz, and then he actually does find happiness in someone else, but he's like overridden with guilt from Cameron Diaz, and it won't let him be happy with this new girl because of what he did with the past girl.
Her scene in the car right before she takes it off the bridge or whatever, that's the best scene in the movie.
Yeah, 100%, like. Yeah.
And it's like I said, that's some of her best acting. Like, I thought that was like, at that point in the movie, I'm like, oh man, this shit might be good after all. Like,
it does do a good job at setting it up like a normal movie until the crash, and then it kind of like unhinges.
Yeah, and I mean, it was different. I mean, it was a different way to get to where you're going.
Right.
Like I said, I didn't hate the movie by any means.
That's surprising. I really expected you to.
Like I said, I chunk up most of my dislike to this. Now, I thought about this on the way over. If it's not Tom Cruise as the lead, if I put Tom Hardy in this role, how do I feel about it?
Right.
Because we both know Tom Hardy would have took this shit to school. You know what I mean?
Right. But this is one of those movies, like, it doesn't matter who the script is so good that I don't care about the main actor. Like, they're just there to drive the story.
Well, that's what I felt about Days of Thunder, man.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I don't like Tom Cruise, but I like him in that movie because I like that character.
Yeah.
Like, I like that speed demon, the guy that's like the underdog. Like, nobody's giving him a chance. Like,
yeah.
I like that shit. Which brings me to your next movie. I'm going to find a sports movie that you love.
God damn it.
And
you
this
did
one,
Celtic Pride. We don't need to keep looking.
See? But this one is a rom-com. I should have put this on my guilty pleasures. I love this movie.
Fever Pitch.
It's a great movie, dude.
Yeah, I do like Drew Barrymore a lot. So.
I love her, and I'm not a big Jimmy Fallon fan, but that's why I love this movie so much. That this movie is so good that I like Jimmy Fallon in it.
Really?
And he was never my favorite cast member on like SNL or none of that shit. It's a good one.
So this is what I'm doing next?
This is what you're doing next.
Oh, I thought I was doing...
I was going to do Fresh, but like
Fresh, yeah.
this movie was kind of depressing and like I need to get out of that mind space. I got bad news today. I'm trying to turn around the frown. You know what I'm saying? This is lighthearted. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's what I need in my life right now, dude.
What do you give Vanilla Sky as far as a rating?
I'm going to give Vanilla Sky... I thought about that too. I was thinking about a hard one. As a hard score. But I didn't want to give it a 5 because I didn't hate it that much. It wasn't like a take it or leave it. But I'm going 6.8. 6.8.
You just had to put it right below a 7, huh?
Right below a 7. It do that to me. If it would have had like 2 more scenes that I felt were like great, then I would have gave it the 7.
Yeah.
But it was like
didn't quite do it.
It was one scene away from me, I guess, is what I'm saying.
I give it a highly recommended.
Yeah.
I really enjoy this movie. I'm glad I remembered this movie because I almost completely forgot about it until you said Tom Cruise, and I'm like, isn't he in that movie that I liked fucking years ago? So after rewatching it, I'm like, I'm so glad I bought this because I love this movie.
Well, that's why I said 6.8 because a 5 I wouldn't recommend to anybody.
Yeah. Your scale is so weird.
But a 7 I would tell somebody like, you know.
So you won't tell.
No, it's not even that, but like a 6.8 to me is like one of those things that like if you're into these type of movies, like you like these type of movies, if that's your forte,
yeah,
is you like the twists, you know, then this is definitely a movie you're gonna love.
Right.
But if you're more of like gotta love the actor, you know, then this is the one you're gonna love.
I see.
If you don't like Tom Cruise, you're not gonna like this movie.
Probably not, but I don't like Tom Cruise and I like this movie.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's a good movie to you.
Yeah.
But you like these type of movies.
This is very true.
You know me. I like my plot spoon fed to me. So
that's why I was surprised that you liked it because it leaves it very open ended. Because it's like open your eyes and it's like, what did I just watch?
It's one of those things where it's just like, shit, man. They could do 2 more of these if they wanted. Yeah. You know.
I really do want to go back and watch the like original one because I heard it's a lot more like gritty and like.
She's got such a banging body in this movie too. Like I think
Penelope
Tom Cruise, like while he's doing these sex scenes with these women, he's like, I'm gonna marry her. It's a great body. I'm gonna marry her. I'm gonna fuck her for real. I'm Tom Cruise, damn it. Hey man, I appreciate you getting me that girl. It's Nicole Kidman, bro. She's in the movie with you. Yeah, bro. Thank you. Like, you don't get to keep her. Does he think she gets to? We didn't buy her for the movie. And then, like, you just fucking married her. Like, hey, you coming home with me, Nicole?
Right. When you're Tom Cruise, you can just do that.
Nobody told me. And then same thing with Penelope Cruz. You know? Katie Holmes.
Yep.
He kidnaps these women.
He Tom Cruises them.
You know what's crazy is, like, I think Tom Cruise is so rich and so petty that, like, if he heard this, he would fucking find us.
You think so?
Yeah. And like maybe not kick my ass right away, but he would like give me a lecture. Like that guy that squirted him in the face with that fucking water mic. Did you ever see that prank?
I don't think I did.
Oh my God. Look that shit up on YouTube. It's over in like Europe or some shit. He's at like Mission Impossible 4's premiere.
Someone squirts him in the face with a
He gives him
mic.
an interview holding a mic, but the mic's got a water gun in it. And he squirts Tom Cruise in the fucking face with this water. And Tom Cruise is like, what the fuck? And the big ass bodyguard that's with Tom Cruise is getting ready to body slam this fucking dude. And he's like, no. So then some bitch out of left field hands him a fucking towel. Like somebody just has a towel on.
He has a towel girl.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. He's that rich.
Right.
That. He's that important. He has a towel girl. That makes sense. But so you think this dude's going to get slammed on his neck because like, you know, he's pissed. But no. He gives this guy a fucking lecture before he gets his ass slammed on his neck. No, listen. No, it's fine. Don't let him go, but he's fine. And he like looks back at the dude and he's like, hey, that is very rude. I'm giving you time out of my day. There's 100 reporters. I decided to give you an interview and you did this to me. Shame on you. And then like gives him a look and then you just see this dude get dragged the fuck out of screen. Like it's hilarious. But it's just like, wow, Tom Cruise, bro. Like he's that petty. So like, I feel like if he would show up on my front door and be like, hey, Nick, what's going on? Why are you this mad at me?
I'll make sure I tag it Tom Cruise so he sees this.
I just saw you talk about Days of Thunder. I loved making that movie. I love that you
I had
love
so
it.
much fun.
I still talk to Michael Rooker every day. You know,
I'm still good friends with Penelope Cruz.
I didn't kidnap any of these women. I made their lives better. They don't have to make movies anymore because I made them that rich from divorcing me. I own Scientology. Like, I just see him being that guy. Like, he would just give me like a fucking, I'm sorry, Tom Cruise.
Right.
Like, I hope you learned your lesson. I'm not mad. I'm just a little disappointed.
His bodyguard drops you on your neck.
Right. And then Muhammad comes out of right field and slams me on my fucking neck. Yeah.
You get the lecture and the beat up at the same time.
Yeah. Sorry, it's the TC special.
Yeah.
You get the talk and then the slam.
Right.
Now we can be friends again.
Yeah.
And then I would never see Tom Cruise again because it's Tom Cruise. Why would I see him again? Now don't let me hear. Because I'll be back.
Yeah.
You know? But that's how I see Tom Cruise in my head. Like, he's very unhinged. And he's been rich and famous for a long time.
Right.
And I feel that way about all rich people. Like, super rich people. Like, I feel like there's no doubt in my mind that Steven Spielberg is a weird motherfucker.
Yeah.
George Lucas, probably a super weird motherfucker.
I was going to put something out there, but it's already out there. I don't need to re-say it.
Yeah. This is like a lot of like old school, like, and I know that like every like 3 months something comes out of the woodwork and somebody that we believed in as a child,
Yeah.
like, you know, like we looked up to as like a terrible monster.
Yeah.
The same thing with Hanks.
The thing is, we're all terrible monsters. They just have enough money to be able to live there
And hide it for a long ass time.
and hide it.
If
Yeah.
me and you did any of that shit Bill Cosby did, we'd be in prison today.
Yeah.
You
There's
know?
no trial.
But I didn't sell Jello Pops. You know what I'm saying? So like I wasn't Mr. Huxtable.
Right.
So it's different.
Yeah, exactly.
But I am glad.
But you're a good person, and you wouldn't do that in the first place.
Oh
would you,
yeah,
Nick?
yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. Thanks, appreciate that. Yeah, I didn't think it had to be said, but yes, I would do not condone or would not do any of the things I just said.
There you go.
But I don't know, man. I am glad that like people are starting to speak up. You know what I mean?
That's what I was telling the wife. Like, I feel that
If they did
it sucks that he's getting released, but I feel that we're reaching a time that if a woman is being abused, she feels more comfortable to come forward.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If any of them feel like if it helped them to the point where like they don't want to suffer anymore and they're not gonna let it get away with it anymore, then that's cool. But at the same time, I feel like, man, like if it did happen to you, that's fucking terrible and something should be done about it.
Yes.
But don't Johnny Depp people,
Yeah.
you know, because
That's
of who they
that's
are.
the part of the double-edged sword is like,
Because
you
they villainized that man so fucking bad, dude. And now that like it's come out that he was innocent or whatever, like now it's like, oh, we're just gonna forgive you. Well, what the fuck? Y'all fucking put me on trial for fucking 2 years and took away my movies and I ain't get to be Captain Jack no more. I don't get to go see Disney anymore.
that is a real problem because I've heard stories of women just coming forward of things that didn't actually happen just to make the man look like a villain, and that sucks too. So everyone sucks.
And as terrible as it is for something like that to happen to anybody, let alone women, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
But to make something like that up to ruin somebody's life is just as fucking bad.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's a shitty subject. But I don't even know. But anyways, I think people that have been rich that long, like they are fucked in the head.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Some of them are, but there's some good people out there.
that's
I
what I'm
like to
saying.
think so.
I feel like they're the ones we don't know about yet.
Macaulay Culkin is actually pretty level-headed. He's pretty rich.
I think Macaulay Culkin is probably
He's a weird
seen-
motherfucker, but like
Yeah.
in the best way.
But I think he's the most normal out of all of them.
Yeah.
If you look at time of being rich and was at that height of fame and not anymore,
Yeah.
I feel like he's handled it the best,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
He's not like Todd Bridges and them.
He
going to
did go on his
prison.
drunk bender, but he got clean, and now he's weird, but like an endearing weird.
And then not even that, but even when he was fucking up, he never fucked up financially. Like, he was still killing it monetarily.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, you got a DUI. Well, that's crazy. I own 16 fucking limos. I don't have to drive anyways. Like, okay. You know, shit like
I love
that,
his little
but-
cameo, his like internet. I don't know if you ever see it, but he has like internet cameos. He'll just randomly pop up on a YouTube channel. I'm like, the fucking Macaulay Culkin. I love Macaulay Culkin.
I think he's a character for sure.
100%.
I think a reality show. or a
I want to
movie-
go on a drug bender so I can be more like Macaulay Culkin.
Like, he was on Joe Rogan and he had that fucking ribbon on his jacket. And he's like, "What's that for?" He's like, "It's a participation award because I'm participating in life."
yeah, exactly.
That's a very Macaulay Culkin thing to say, bro.
There on Red Letter Media, it was one of the funniest fucking things. So You don't watch them, do you?
Nah.
So they have an ongoing joke where they're like VCR repairmen. It's kind of their like shtick. So Macaulay Culkin comes in. He's like, "Hey, I'm to like inspect you
I
guys."
have seen that.
And
I
he
saw it
just
on
sits
TikTok.
on the side of the screen while they review this movie and never acknowledge him. And I fucking died laughing because that is the funniest bit I've ever seen.
Well, I saw like, I don't know if it was like a behind the scenes or like an extra or whatever, but they were taking these stacks of VHSs.
Oh, and doing like Django with him.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, let's see what's on it, and it would be like a workout video from '83 or some shit like that. Yeah, he was like hanging out with them for like a month, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know. He probably lives there. I mean, who
Probably.
knows? That's the kind of
They're
weird
like
shit we've seen
BFFs.
him. But yeah, I do enjoy Macaulay. Like, I miss his acting, honestly. Like, but Izzy is good now. Like,
I don't care. Like, I want to see him in some weird stuff.
I think he would be great in like a show where like it's an exaggerated version of himself.
Yeah.
Like what we think Macaulay Culkin does on a daily basis, and then like you could run with that
Have
shit.
you seen Party Monster?
Oh yeah, that's where he plays like a drug addict or whatever, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that one.
Yeah.
It's a weird movie too.
It is a fuck. I love that movie.
It's a weird movie. Did you ever see that movie Kids? That's a fucked up movie.
No, but somebody talking about it in my group.
Super depressing.
Because I was talking about happiness, and I'm like, I really want this movie to get a re-release. They're like, it's probably not going to because of the content, just like Kids. And I was
Yeah.
like, what's Kids?
It's a movie about kids getting AIDS.
Wow.
Or the HIV or whatever.
Right.
It's based in New York in the early 90s when like AIDS was on the rise because there was no like,
Yeah.
don't fuck people raw, shit like that. We didn't have commercials like that, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about, is teenagers in New York City just all fucking each other and giving each other that shit.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and like there's
That is
no
depressing.
parents. It's kind of like,
Have you ever seen Precious?
yes, that's
Yes.
another super sad fucking movie.
Yeah, it's
like,
just depressing to be depressing.
wow.
But
Like-
what's sad is like, there are people out there that have gone through exactly that.
It's based on a fucking true story.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that girl is still alive with HIV.
That's crazy.
It's fucking insane.
So speaking of not being on downers, or I see you got a couple of movies over there. Is there
I
anything
do.
you want to talk about?
I did. Well, one is the shit I'm bringing back to you.
Thank you.
But
I can't wait to watch it again because I love it so much.
I brought you this one, like I say, because like I felt like we needed to pick me up. So enjoy this. It's lighthearted.
That's fine.
Should get a good laugh out of it. And I promised you this last week, but I forgot it. And I thought they were both Blu-ray, but it's sealed. So
I was half right.
enjoy it.
Straight out of Compton.
No, you want to know the shittiest part is, bro? I paid more for this fucking copy than I did the Blu-ray. I paid $1 for the Blu-ray. I paid $3 for
Why did you pay $3 for that?
Because it was unopened and it was a brand new movie when I bought it.
I get $3 is still a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's way fucking cheaper at Walmart. This is probably still $10 at Walmart.
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
probably you're all wrong. But thank you. I have been wanting that movie. I like it a lot.
And like I said, I loved it so much in the theater that I was like, I'm buying that fucking movie.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to pay $25.
Like I grew up on that kind of music, and it's cool to go back and see. how it all took
I
place.
love NWA. Like,
Yeah.
I liked NWA before this movie, but when I saw the trailer for it, I freaked the fuck out.
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, and the fact that Ice Cube's son was playing him, I was just like, man, this is gonna be.
He does
so
such a good
fun.
job.
He really.
But
does.
I grew up on like Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. Like I grew up on that music. Like I may not be into hip hop these days, but that shit is the shit I grew up on.
Dude, when I was a kid, I thought Ice Cube was like one of the scariest motherfuckers ever.
Right now
Like,
he plays like family movies.
dude, like. It wasn't until Friday came out that I started like being able to enjoy him, like
He's a
laugh and
scary
stuff.
dude. Yeah.
Like he just carries himself like, I'll fuck you up.
Right.
Like, yeah, don't let this money. and
Even
shit
on that,
fool you.
like, could you imagine on like those child movies? He's still like talking shit, gangster as fuck behind scenes. Like,
Some of them he kind of does. Like, he's got the one part in the movie that he's got to look like a badass or
Right.
whatever. But no, I think Ice Cube is probably. I'm trying to think if there's anybody I enjoy more as an actor than a rapper, but I like him both.
he does do both really well. Because I was gonna say like Dr. Dre doesn't act,
Well, I mean, he's been in a couple movies,
but he's not like
like
a
fantastic.
household name
Right.
in the acting scene.
No, Ice Cube. I feel like him and LL Cool J have taken it the farthest.
Yeah, LL Cool J. That's a fucking.
I love LL as an actor. I
Yeah.
like him way more as an actor than I do as a rapper.
I
He's
re-
got some hits, but I'm just saying, like, I think he's a great actor.
yeah.
Deep,
Deep
Blue Sea.
Sea.
Yeah.
There it is.
Well, I love Any Given Sunday.
I was gonna say Ice-T.
I love Ice-T too, but he doesn't have great movies. He's good in SVU, but he's not got great movies.
Yeah, I guess you're not wrong.
The best movie he was ever in was fucking 3,000 Miles to Graceland, bro.
No, Tupac. Like, he might be dead, but he was one of the best actor/rappers.
Oh yeah,
His acting was really good. Like, I fucking love Juice.
that is a great movie. I even like Gang Related with him and Jim Belushi.
Yeah.
And it's not a great movie.
It,
but
like, I was
like it.
surprised at how great of an actor he is.
Poetic Justice is good.
Yeah.
Fucking Above the Rim, dude.
Mhm.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tupac could act his ass off too, for sure. Yeah, I didn't think about him because he didn't do so many movies.
He didn't, but the ones he did do, he knocked it out of the park.
He's kind of like Bruce Lee. He's like the Bruce Lee of rap. Like, he could have done a lot better movie. Like, he would have won an Oscar if he hadn't died.
I think
feel
so.
Like.
I think so too.
I think that's where his like he would have been the original. Like, I'm done with the music. I'm just gonna be an actor now.
Yeah.
Like, he would have been the first Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know,
He'd have been great.
except he was great at music. He didn't have to go to acting like Mark Wahlberg did.
Didn't Mark Wahlberg try?
Vibrations.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a rapper before he was an actor.
Right. I
How
forgot
crazy
about
is
that.
that,
I
dude?
never listened to it, but I don't want to. I got a couple of hauls, nothing too big.
Feel it.
Have you ever seen this?
I love it. It's a good movie.
Really? I've
It's a
never
movie.
seen it. It's Dark Blue with Kurt Russell. Recommended by Mick.
It's based on a true story.
Is it really?
Mm.
I bought it at $5 at FYE. I was like, it's a Blu-ray for $5. Like, Kurt Russell, I can't pass it up. So,
I'm pretty sure I own it.
oh yeah?
Not on Blu-ray, but I own it.
I'm kind of excited about that. And then I found this for $15. It's the new Scream collector's edition of Candyman, which I have not seen this since I was a kid.
The new one, the reboot, looks kind of cool.
Does it?
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of like, you know, sticking to the source.
I might have to check it out. But yeah, like, this was only like $15, the Scream collector's edition. So I was like,
that guy's still alive. Like, I don't know why they didn't put him in the new one.
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Well, unless they were just trying to redo it.
Probably.
Kind of like, you know, everybody was shitting on that new Friday not new Friday the 13th, but shitting on the new Freddy Krueger one.
Right.
With
It
the
is
guy-
shitty.
With the guy that played Rorschach. I think that guy's a good actor, though.
The guy did a great, like, I liked his Freddy Krueger. I liked him being a little more serious than you know, he's trying to do something different.
Right.
But I fucking hate that movie.
Yeah.
Like, don't make him a child molester.
I
Like,
never
that's not
never
cool.
watched it, but wasn't Robert Englund's
Oh.
character like that too, though?
No,
In the
he was
originals?
never a child molester.
I thought he was a child killer. Like, that
Child
was the-
killer, but they made him a molester in this movie. Like, he fucked kids. And I did not like that at all.
I guess it was the 80s. They just implied it or like wanted you to like.
I never
connect the
got that
dots.
implication, but
Oh, I mean, I did. He only went after fucking kids
yeah, a kid killer.
in their dreams.
It's a harping back to what we were talking about.
He fucking with the claw on the fucking, like, come on, dude.
Oh, this is literally what we talked about with Adolf Hitler. With the Jews.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, because Hitler was a real person. Like,
I know, but I was.
we're arguing over a fictional character.
But we were talking about what's worse, like fucking kids or killing them, and you're
Oh.
like, you can kill them, but you don't have to fuck them.
You're already fucking like brutally ending their lives. Let's
Yeah.
make it a little bit worse before
Yeah.
they go. Like,
Yeah, we talked about it on one episode. That's why I do not like that
right,
Freddy
right.
Krueger. But
No,
but I did
I
like
get
his
that.
darker take on it
Right.
than the other one.
Well, that guy has a cool ass like evil voice too. Like when he did Rorschach, I thought that was the best part of it was
Oh,
when
yeah.
he would narrate Rorschach Journal, December 13th, 1985.
I know we still need to do the Watchmen episode with Mick, but
Yeah, we do.
it's hard to get our schedules aligned. I actually went over there and hung out with him the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's cool. Did you like his new place? He show you his room?
Yeah, dude's got so many fucking like collector movies. I'm so mad. He has like every Dark Knight trilogy collector's edition ever released.
Steelbook?
He's insane. Steelbooks, all of them,
Nice.
the whole 9 yards.
I finally got all of them on Blu-ray. Steve-O gave me Batman Begins on Blu-ray. That was the only one
I have the original like trilogy Blu-ray release of all three of them that my brother got me for Christmas or birthday or something like that. So I'm happy with that.
Shit, at one time I had like 4 copies of The Dark Knight. Like,
Really?
I just kept buying it every time I saw it.
It's hard not to. It's so good.
It really is. But then I got upgraded to Blu-ray and I was just like, I don't need you anymore.
I don't know if I
just
told you. I
started giving-
strictly like don't buy DVDs anymore. Like I've converted to Blu-ray.
See, I was going to be like that, but I thought to myself, like, some movies just don't feel like they need to be on Blu-ray to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have all 3 Hangovers on Blu-ray. Why?
Why?
Like they're funny. Fucking love the movies, but like they don't need to be on Blu-ray. Like
I totally meant to come out with you on Sunday, and it was like 10:30, and I was like, "Fuck, I was supposed to go with Nick to the fucking flea market." And I
oh,
forgot.
you should have, dude. I got some good deals.
Hit me up next time, like, "Hey, I'm going to the flea market. You want to join me?"
Well, I'm off this Sunday, so if you want to go,
I work.
sorry.
That's yeah.
And you're
But
on
the
days
one
then.
after, I'll be off. So, because I
Wow.
have been wanting to go. I've been wanting to like since I'm in this new like collector's edition. I want to see if I can find some diamonds in the rough.
I mean, I found 2 steelbooks so far for $1.
Hell yeah!
Well, I found 3, but I didn't buy it because I already have it on Blu-ray.
I have so many movies on their way to my house right now.
Do you? Does the wife know?
Yeah, when she finds out, it's probably a divorce.
No, she's definitely cut my fucking card in half. But no, that was it. I wanted to give you straight out of Compton because I forgot it last week.
Hell yeah!
And no, I was gonna give you Fresh. That was what I was gonna give you last
Right.
week. But it's a super fucking sad movie too, and I just felt like I wanted to break from the, even if it's just for a week.
I know. I'm not sure what I'm going to give you after that. I need to watch it first, but I've been wanting to give you a movie you've already seen. I just want to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
What? Oh, Devil's Advocate.
No.
Oh.
Eternal Sunshine.
Oof. I haven't seen it in so long. I can watch it again.
Because
I probably definitely need to. Watch
we've
it
been in
again if
this
you wanna
whole
talk
like
about it.
dream state
Yeah.
movie kick, or I have been anyway, that I
Jacob's
feel
Ladder.
like it would fit right in with these movies that I've given you.
I
Jacob's
liked-
Ladder,
I
Vanilla
like
Sky.
Jacob's Ladder more than I liked this one.
Yeah. Jacob's Ladder is a fucking acid trip of a movie.
It really is, dude.
I
The whole fucking thing. Like that's one of those movies that I appreciated it more after.
Yeah.
Like I think I even told you that. Like it was
Yeah,
like,
you turned it off and like, fuck Greg, and then you were like thinking about it and you're like, it's actually a very good movie.
it's not that bad. Like
Yeah.
just makes you think.
And then
a
I
lot,
love that you
yeah.
just watched it and you came over to talk about it and you couldn't remember some parts. Like I love the aspect of that movie is it feels like a dream.
It really does. Like
Yeah.
a fever
A
dream.
nightmare, yeah.
Because it is just like scenes are just thrown at you.
Right. No, there is another. Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
I actually might give you a different movie. So there's a movie I came across called Lake Mungo. Have you seen it? Know what it's about? I might give that to you next because I want to see what you think about it, and I just want to talk about it.
All right. I'm down.
But we'll see. We'll see how I feel about this movie and how bad I want to go.
Right. Yeah, like I said, it's not a bad movie. And it's a rom-com with Drew Barrymore. Like, I can't think of any rom-com with Drew Barrymore that's bad.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I love 50 First Dates.
It's hilarious.
I love 50
Dude,
First
her
Dates.
and Adam Sandler, they can't make a bad movie together.
I agree. They have so much great
I
chemistry.
love The Wedding Singer. I love 50 First Dates. And I even like Blended. I think Blended's funny as shit.
I actually haven't seen that one.
Oh, dude. I mean, I don't know if I'll put it on the list for you, but I got it if you want to borrow it. It's funny, but it's a cute movie.
Yeah,
It's like perfect Sandler and Barrymore together.
right.
Terry Crews is in it. It's funny.
Oh, that's all I need.
Yeah.
Just put Terry Crews in everything and I'll watch it. Every comedy.
He's got a Jerry curl. It's fucking great, dude.
Fucking love Terry Crews.
Dude, he makes Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I've never watched it.
Dude, you would love that show, man.
Would I?
It's funny as shit. I mean, it's a cop show, but that's like they're making fun of cop shows.
Right.
It's a comedy cop show.
But Andy Samberg is one of those people, like, I find him funny in small doses.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, he's the main character, but the supporting cast around him is good too.
Yeah.
So you don't just focus on Sandberg. Like
Right.
you find the things about Sandberg you like, and then the other people bring it together. It's a
I
good
see.
show. Terry Crews, the guy that plays the police captain's really good. The bug-eyed guy from Everything, he's funny in it.
I'll have to check it out one day.
It's on Netflix, I think,
Yeah.
or Hulu, one of them.
Yeah, but it just ended, didn't it?
Yeah. Which, I mean, for a comedy series on Fox, like, it lasted a while.
It did.
They canceled it, and because the fans loved it so much, they brought it back.
Right.
Because it was on NBC, or no, it was on Fox. They canceled Fox when Disney bought them or whatever, and then NBC brought them back because NBC loves Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
You gave us 10 years of gold on SNL. We'll give you a show anytime.
I might have to check it out one day. Because, yeah, I have been wanting to look into it, but
It's silly, but it's funny. Like, there's one where I'm just gonna give you the intro. It's a basic little intro. It's he's singing. There's a lineup, and he's like, "This is how I do all my lineups." And he's like, "You are," and then like number 5, my 5, number 3, the one. Number 2, desire. And then the guys start getting into it. And he's like, now number 5. I never wanna hear you say. And then like they finish and he's like, holy shit, that was awesome. Chills, literal chills. And then the girl's like, number 5 killed my brother. He's like, oh my God, I forgot we were doing that. And it starts the show. It's fucking hilarious.
That's the thing about comedy shows is you need that opening scene. Like Workaholics, it opens,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, let's see who can make the smallest face. And I'm like, you hooked me. Like, it's fucking funny. You just need that opening joke.
I love those 3 guys together, man. Like,
100%, dude.
like I know they're friends in real life, but like they like it's one of those shows that like if they weren't cool, like if they weren't friends, like it wouldn't work. at
no,
all.
their chemistry is just
But the fact
ridiculous.
that they all grew up together and they play so well off each other, it's like watching a new age like Three Stooges almost, like
Yeah.
a stoner Three Stooges.
Right.
They're
That's a
funny
perfect
as
way
shit.
of putting it, too.
Dude, that little dude Adam Devine, I love that fucking guy.
Yeah.
When he
does
fucking,
make some shitty movies, but when he's with those 2 guys,
when he almost got hung, I almost died. I saw my life. I've done nothing. Still fucking fall out every time I see that shit.
well, on
Great
that
show.
note,
Great show, guys.
yeah, check out Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Workaholics. And on next time, we'll be talking about, what is it?
Fever Catch. or
Fever
Fever
Catch.
Pitch. Sorry.
Fever
Pitch.
Pitch. Fever Catch.
No, there's another baseball movie. It's called Summer Catch with Freddie Prinze Jr.
I see.
Like, if I was mad at you, that's the one I'd have gave you.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I own that too.
I'm sure I'll get it eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
But next time, we'll talk about Fever Pitch.
Hell yeah.
Later.
Later.